as a crafty serpent and tempted Adam and Eve. Did God say you must not eat the fruit from these trees? The serpent asked Eve. You won't die, said the serpent. There's a reason why God doesn't want you to eat from that tree. If you do, you'll... Eve ate the fruit. She gave some to Adam, who was with her. He ate it too, and at once. One thing they knew was that they were naked. They sewed leaves together. Adam, God called. Eve. We're hiding, said Adam. We're naked. You know that because you ate from the tree, God sighed. Then God said, Serpent, you must crawl on your belly. A woman's son will defeat you. Then God made clothes for Adam and Eve and sent them out of the garden. He put an angel with a flaming sword there so they could not return. 2 by 2. The earth filled up with people, but they sinned so much that God was sorry he had made them. There was a man named Noah who wasn't like the others. Noah loved God and obeyed him. God decided to spare Noah and his family from the flood. God warned Noah about the flood. He told him to build an enormous boat with a low roof, 3 decks, a window, and a door. In obedience, God told Noah to collect 2 of every kind of animal, 1 male, 1 female. Then Noah, his family, and the animals went into the boat. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Water fell from the sky. Meanwhile, Noah, his family, and all the animals were safe in the boat, floating on the floodwaters. God sent a wind to blow. The waters went down. The boat rested on Mount Ararat. When the ground was dry, God told them to come out. He put a rainbow in the sky as a promise that he would never flood the whole earth again. God's amazing. Abraham lived in Haran. Abraham, God said, I want you to leave. Do this, God said, and your children will become a great nation. How? Abraham wondered. Go where I tell you, God said, and you will have more descendants than there are stars in the sky. So Abraham trusted God. He took Sarah, his nephew Lot, and everything they owned. He went where God told him to go. He went to the land of Canaan. When he arrived, Abraham camped at Shechem. God appeared to him. I will give this land to you and your children, God said. Abraham traveled around God's promised land. He was glad that he had trusted God. God promised Abraham a son, and from that son, many descendants, who would bless the whole world. But Abraham and his wife Sarah were too old to have children. 20 years went by. Still, Abraham trusted God's promise. When he was 100, and when their son was born, Sarah was so joyful that she laughed. God has brought me laughter. When Isaac was a boy, God tested Abraham by telling him to take Isaac to Mount. Isaac carried the wood, and Abraham held the knife and torch. Together Together they climbed the mountain. Where is Abraham arranged the wood on an altar, tied up Isaac, and laid him on the wood. Don't hurt the boy, the angel cried. God knows you trust his promise. Look, there in the bushes. So Abraham sacrificed the ram instead of his son. He called the place God Will Provide, because God provided the sacrifice. Just as God had said, his promise came true. The Dreamer. Jacob had 12 sons, but he loved his son Joseph the most. He gave Joseph a special brightly colored coat. Joseph's brothers were jealous of him. They hated him. Joseph also had special dreams. In my dream, we were tying up bundles of wheat, he said, and your bundles bowed down to mine. Joseph's brothers hated him. Joseph had another dream. The sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowed down before me. His father and brothers grumbled. Are you saying you will rule? One day, Joseph's brothers were in the fields watching their sheep. They saw him coming to see them. They planned to kill him and put an... It would be wrong to kill our brother, said Reuben. Let's throw him in this empty well. So they tore off Joseph's special coat and threw him in. Ishmaelite traders came by on their way to Egypt. Let's sell Joseph as a slave to the Ishmaelites, suggested Judah. So the brothers dipped Joseph's coat in goat's blood and showed it to Jacob. My son is dead, he wailed. In Egypt, the Ishmaelites sold Joseph to Potiphar, one of Pharaoh's captains. God blessed Joseph and made him successful. Potiphar put Joseph in... Dreams come true. Joseph served Potiphar well. Potiphar's wife wanted Joseph to sin against God. Joseph refused, so she locked him. In prison, Joseph met two of Pharaoh's servants. They each had dreams, and God showed Joseph their meaning. Joseph's explanation. 2 years later, Pharaoh had two troubling dreams. The cupbearer remembered what Joseph had done for him and told Pharaoh. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph and told him his dreams. God showed Joseph the meaning of Pharaoh's dreams. For 7 years, a lot of food will grow, said Joseph. So store up food because 7 years of famine will follow. Pharaoh was impressed by Joseph's wisdom, so he put Joseph in charge of storing up all the food. Apart from Pharaoh, no. Joseph's brothers went to Egypt to buy food. They bowed before Joseph, but did not recognize him. When he saw that they had changed, he told them who he was. The brothers were terrified. You meant to harm me, Joseph said, but God used that for good. Bring all of our family to Egypt. We will have plenty to eat. A baby and a... Egypt was filled with Israelites. The new Pharaoh was afraid that the Israelites would become too powerful, so he made them slaves and treated them very badly. Pharaoh ordered that all baby Israelite boys had to be killed. One woman put her baby in a basket and hid him by the river's edge. Pharaoh's daughter was bathing by the river. She found the baby and decided to keep him. His sister offered their mother's help to care for him. Pharaoh's daughter... Moses grew up. One day, he saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite. Moses killed the Egyptian. Then Moses was watching his sheep on Mount Horeb. The voice of God spoke from a burning bush. I can't, Moses cried. I'll help you, God promised. Throw down your staff. Moses did. It turned into a snake. When he picked it up, it was... Put your hand in your cloak, God said. Moses did. He looked. It was covered with disease. When he did it... I'm not a good speaker, said Moses. I'll give you the words, God said. Your brother Aaron